Good morning, everybody, from Wimbledon Spiritualist Church, the heart of Wimbledon tennis fortnight. So good morning and welcome to you all. And I'd like to introduce our medium, Simone Key, Minister of the Spiritualist National Union, who's with us this morning. Welcome back, Simone. It's lovely to see you back in Wimbledon Church.
Thank you very much. It's a great pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'd also like to thank our producer, Richard, for getting everything going again this morning and getting us and telling me my P's and Q's and my size. So everybody, I'd like to explain, we've got a couple of new people here at Wimbledon this morning. The service will be on both screens, and when the messages come up, you'll see them up there quite clear. And you've got any questions, just put your hand up and Jackie or I will try and answer those questions for you. If you get a message here, the medium wants to speak to somebody in the church, put your hand up, I will relay it, or if you want to come up here and speak yourself, you're more than welcome to. You can levitate in a wheelchair. That'd be a bit of psychic phenomena. I'm game to try. Kelly and Steve as well, they're game. So friends, let's start our service this morning by asking Simone to open our meeting with prayer.
Thank you. So let us just all join together as one, casting away the trials of the day and uniting in love to our God. Divine Spirit, our God, we come to you this morning as we bask in your light and in your power. We join together in friendship and in peace. And as we move our minds towards your divine power, we feel your light, that power that exists for all of us, that enables us to reach out and use your power to help us cope with life. We know that this morning is a morning of celebration, where the two worlds of matter and spirit unite, where there is no veil or separateness, but just a joining together of minds. And as we move our minds towards those that are joined with us in that world we call the spirit world, we reach out to them at this time and we feel and sense and know their presence. We know that our loved ones are here with us now from that world, that they want to be part of us as we want to be part of them. We know too that your love brings us all together as one this morning, helping us to find the power within ourselves to help others who maybe feel they've lost theirs. But as we move ourselves forward into this morning's service, we ask and pray for healing for all those we know and for all those we don't, that the world soon becomes a better place for all humanity, no matter where, no matter who, so that each individual recognizes the power they have and that they can use it to help one another. Amen.
Amen. Friends, I would ask you to keep your prayerful thoughts together, united in prayer for healing of mind, body and spirit. And this morning we've got a lot of names to read out. And we've got a member of our church family, Mick, who's in ICU. He had a brain surgery on Friday. He's now got MRSA in the wound. So we're a little bit concerned about him. Sarah and family were involved in a life-threatening car accident in Plymouth area of the world. And Jill and Amber, members of our church. Michael Wolfe, who's another chap with brain tumour. Dave Morris, who's part of our spiritual weekends. Ben, Edna, Lorna and Joe, that's Mick's wife and daughter. Tina, another member of the church. Bernie, member of the church. Lisa and family, church members. Sue, Tess and family. Honor, Colleen, Brianna, Kelly and Stephen, Alan, and a young girl we've been asked to pray for this morning, Freya, who has cancer as well. we ask that we unite in prayer and thought throughout the day and the coming days on these names that we have mentioned. And we ask that the divine law be enacted. And as Harry Ed would say, that the healing ministers come close and heal them of mind, body and spirit according to divine law. So mote it be. Friends, can we now say the Serenity Prayer? Richard will put it up on screen so we can all say it together. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I know how much that prayer has helped so many people during this lockdown. Not just a prayer or invocation, it's something that's deep within the soul of people that need to know that they have the courage to change things and accept the things they cannot change. So thank you for sharing that together. Can I just also mention now through our PayPal account, if you wish to donate to Wimbledon Spiritualist Church in the work that we do here, it's a PayPal account, www.paypal.com/PayPal.me/LAD promotions, which is part of the church, and all the money goes towards the work of the church. And I also thank you all here physically in the church last week, this week, and people have been sending in donations to the church. Thank you all very much. I promise you it's all going to the church. Like with all spiritualist churches, we've got to continue repairs, some major, some minor, and we're keeping that going. But we need to keep the doors of spiritualism open, because I've heard of a church recently, not too far from us, that's having to close because there's no one to run it. And that's very, very sad indeed. And we hope that they find people soon enough to be able to reopen and continue the work of spiritualism in that area. So we'd like to say hello to a few names on screen this morning. Grace Smith, good morning. Hello. There's my guy coming through. No. Pat Bree, good morning. Christine Woodham from Spain, good morning, Chris. Joan Lewis, good morning and welcome. Jocelyn Bruxas, good morning. Blessed be to you. Richard Taylor, good morning and welcome. Susan Chadwick, good morning. Linda Wilson, good morning and welcome. Val Appleton, good morning. Lois Emmett, good morning and welcome. Michelle Baker-Bowen, good morning and welcome. Lovely wedding picture. Pamela Watson, good morning from Australia. Good day. Wendy Schleeton, good morning and welcome. Christy Noretto, good morning. Diane Burston, good morning. Petra, good morning, darling. How are you? One of our Wombles. Jan, good morning and welcome. Julie Caswell, good morning, another member of the Wimbledon community. Pamela, good morning. Kyla, good morning. Britt, good morning to you all. Anthony Lapsley, good morning, Anthony and Howard. I hope you both are well. Diane Bowman, good morning. Do a couple more. Brescia, good morning and welcome. Vicky Taylor, good morning. And can I just also wish everybody in the United States of America happy 4th of July. Have a wonderful day. It's a day where, sadly, we lost you as part of the British part of the world, but you've succeeded very well in the country without us. Very well indeed. And as I say to my friends in California, you colonials did cause us some troubles, but we wish you all well. So have a great 4th of July, everyone. And good morning, Ashley. Hope you're well. Hope rugby's going well with Ethan. So now I'm going to ask Shirley Monaco to give the reading for the morning. Okay.
Morning, everybody. I wrote this poem in the 1970s when I first was introduced to spiritualism. It's the first poem I actually wrote on spiritualism. Wonders of the world in spirit. When I think of the world of spirit, I know how glad I am that I was led along the path to learn and understand. Loved ones live on, they haven't gone, to hear of not again. They're with us, and their love is strong and just the same. Jesus died and did return as proof that one lived on, and so down through the ages, he hasn't proven wrong. We try to tell to others the things we have learned, so many cannot see, and so these things are spurned. Our loved ones come to us and tell of wondrous things. Our hearts are full of gladness and our voices sing. But sad it is when they try to contact ones they love, but find they cannot penetrate from the realms above. But those who care and do believe are used as instruments to take those loving messages in proof of living on to those who are not with it and think that it's all wrong.
Thank you, Shirley.
Thank you.
Michael, could you help Shirley down the steps, please? Well, she's had a couple of sherries and we've got to be careful. No, sherry on a Sunday. Well, we're going to now hand over to Simone to give the address for the morning, and I'm going to mute the mic here. Thank you.
Thank you. So good morning again, everybody. I always find it fascinates me how the spirit world works, because my thoughts this morning were really about how spiritualism meets the needs of people today, which follows on well from the reading that I really enjoyed. And I know that we've all been through a tough time this last 16 months, and I'm sure you've heard enough about it. You don't need me to talk about it, but we've all experienced some of the worst times of our lives, and maybe not on a personal level, but we've watched other people who've experienced some terrible things during this last 16 months. But one thing I wanted to think about, really, to challenge myself, was really about how spiritualism meets our needs for today. And first of all, it offers me a community, people like yourselves, where we all believe and know, not just believe, but we know that life survives physical death. We know that each one of us is a spirit. We know that our loved ones are there in that world we call the spirit world, to give us the benefit of that love that we've experienced on this earth. And when we realize the amount of power that is contained within each of us, because each one of us is that spark of God, then we know that success in a spiritual capacity has to be together and not in isolation. All through this pandemic, it's taught me how important people are to me. Like everyone else, I'm no different. We've all had problems seeing the people we care about, people we love, family, friends, and so on. Everything has changed, and perhaps we may not see the past again. However, the spirit I work with, the spirit I love, the spirit that's a part of me and you, knows that that power brings us hope, that together we can show the world by example, not through any book, not through talking about, religion as such, but by example, we can show people who we are and what we believe and what we know. Spiritualism brings with it, as our lovely lady said just now, the feelings of knowledge of mediumship, that we survive physical death. But once we've had our evidence, once we know through our challenges that we do survive that death, that our life goes on for eternity, then it has to change everything within us. It has to change our beliefs in ourselves and other people. It has to open us up to the wonders of each other, because every one of us has suffered in some way. I am always amazed at the number of people that pray for protection when life is about challenges, the good and the bad. And whoever we are today, we are a product of those challenges. So the spirit world has no right to stop bad things from happening to me or you. And it's how we can find that resilience through the power of our spirit to cope with every day that matters to me. I know that that belief and that knowledge of life after death brings me trust. Trust that I will make mistakes. Trust that I may do something right occasionally. But nevertheless, life is about challenging, but more importantly, enjoying. There hasn't been a great deal to enjoy, perhaps over this last 16 months or so, but there have been moments where every one of us has found the power of the Spirit within someone else that has challenged us, maybe in a good way. Just being with other people who you haven't seen for so long, expanding that power of love and kindredship towards them has to help us, And showing people that in that power that we have, in that stillness and that silence, there is a deeper love for humanity, because that's what's needed. We hear so much about man and woman's inhumanity to man and woman, but we don't always hear of the good things that go on in life. And it's time we redress that balance, that we look to the spiritual nature of the human person, the human individual, where there will be goodness, where there will be kindness, where there is something to celebrate. I can look at somebody and assume because they're smiling that they're having an easy time. How wrong can I be? But spiritualism teaches me to look deeper, to open up to other people that may not be having such a good time, but are able to perhaps act really well. Spiritualism teaches me to trust myself and the power that governs everything, that God force. Spiritualism teaches me not to be complacent, that no matter where you are within your knowledge and understanding, whether you're new or you've been involved in spiritualism for 50 years, makes no difference. There is always something to learn. There's always something to explore. And every day there are questions, and the power that works with us recognizes the joy in the fact that we are not complacent, that we want to move our mind forward in progression. We want to open ourselves up to enable people to feel, to sense, to know that power that's within us so they can find their own. Once we understand that we are not on our own, that we have so many minds around us wanting to help, support, encourage, and heal us, that must give us a greater sense of belonging. For me, the greatest message that spiritualism has is that no matter how low we feel, how isolated, we are never on our own. And yet, that's probably one of the least things I hear within spiritualism that is propounded from any platform. Everyone deserves a good life. Everyone deserves happiness, and happiness can only be gained through being at peace with oneself and with others. And when we look to each other just for that support, just for that kindredship, as I said before, then we can find a unity within ourselves that extends to everyone and enables us all to be at one with that divine power we call God. When we look to our God, we look for that strength within us. We look for the power to help us to sustain that strength, to help us be positive, because we all know how hard that's been, to remain positive and not always focus on that negative energy and that negativity that's been given to us on a daily basis, maybe through the media, maybe through our own families, maybe through our friends. But it's up to us, who knows better, to rise above it and to show people there is something worth living for, that we have a light, a light that shines brightly, and that light can touch, it can heal, it can help, and that power that belongs to me belongs to you, and that we are all connected, no matter where we are, no matter what country, what race, what colour. It's irrelevant. The fact is, we are all power of God, and together we can make a difference. We can show the world that we can rise above this tough time, and we can focus on our own spirituality of light, and that light touches, that light can uplift, it can enlighten, and it can inspire others on a daily basis. And you know, we don't have to move. Well, I don't have to fly anywhere, which is a great bonus. I can stay in my own home and I can use my thoughts in hopefully a positive way to help our world to become a better place. I know you know that too. I know that everyone here understands the power of their thoughts that can help with healing, no matter where, no matter who. And those that we do know and we do love and we do care about. The most important part for me is the responsibility I have for me. Our fifth principle of personal responsibility is one that says I am responsible for not just every word I say, not just every deed or action, but for every thought and every reaction. How I react to you is my responsibility and not yours. And we have a long way to go as an understanding, as a belief system, but every day somebody somewhere is awakening their mind to the truth of the Spirit. Somebody somewhere, the Spirit is knocking on the door of their mind and say, hey, listen to me, open your eyes to me, open your heart to me. I am here and I will guide you through this. We all know how important guidance is, and that we have the amazing knowledge and understanding that when we open our minds to the power of the Spirit, we are joined by so many minds from that unseen world to so many. Then we know that we can work with them to help make our world a better place, to help people to recognize the power they have, and that yes, this has been difficult, but it's not forever. It will change. We are positive, and we've got something great to look forward to, which is being in the world together and showing the rest of the world who we are and what power we have. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I know it's got a Christian connotation, the song, but I do love it when spiritual brings me back to that old time religion. Well done. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's really has moved me this morning, and I think so many people can grasp so much more from spiritualism and what we teach and what we believe uniquely in our own little world. So thank you very much. Now, friends, we're coming to the part of the service where Simone's going to attempt to bring the two worlds a little closer together. we're now going to have the mediumship. Now, can I just point out a few things? For those out in virtual world, please try and answer yes or no quite clearly if Simone says something. Please be clear. If Simone is saying, I've got a man here with a wooden leg and a parrot on his shoulder, you say, yes, I understand that. That's my uncle or whatever. If it's not, say so. Same goes here for Wimbledon. Anyone here in Wimbledon Church, virtually, physically, can see anybody or the message, please ask. I'll answer for you, or you can come up here and answer for yourself. So there's a 15-second delay between what everybody is saying, but please let us all unite together for the common goal of bringing our loved ones and the spirit world just a little bit closer to the earth world. Thank you all very much. Simone.
Thank you. I wanted to start with the man with a wooden leg and a parrot on his shoulder, but I don't think
that's my dad.
All right. We've just been joined by a lady. I know she's mum and she wants to speak to her daughter, and she was very anxious towards the end of her life, and she fiddles a lot with her fingers. It's that sort of nervousness, anxiety, where she's constantly moving her fingers. I know too that she had problems with her speech at the end. It wasn't as fluent as she'd always been, and she's got a very slight stutter. I know also with this lady that she is a lady. She comes across to me as being a beautiful person with a heart of gold, and someone who she loves education. She likes people who speak well, so she's not too happy with me right now. But she likes people who speak well, and she's very into English because she wants everything pronounced properly and every I dotted and T crossed. I know that she's an elderly lady, and I know that her daughter was with her for 3 days at the end of her life. We're almost sat by her side. Does anybody understand that, please?
Simone, is somebody here in Wimbledon Church?
Great. Okay. Oh, this is going to be different.
She was 3 weeks with her mother before she passed, not 3 days.
Oh, then I'm sorry, I misunderstood. Yeah. Okay, but the rest she understands.
You understand the rest? Yes.
Yeah, great. Okay, I don't want to go through it all again for her, because the feeling I'm hearing from her mum that she was a lady who really found life in the last 2 years very, very difficult. And she couldn't wait to go, she's telling you. She couldn't wait to go. And she says that she felt that she was holding her daughter back, that she wasn't allowing her daughter to have the freedom to do the things she wanted to do towards the end of her life, her own life.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, and she would talk about this, and she wanted to know what was going on in the world. She wanted to know what the news was. She wanted to know what was happening in the family. She really needed to know everything.
Yes.
And she tells me that her daughter has been going through a box recently with some rings and a brooch in it.
Not sure.
Oh, okay.
Rings and a brooch you wear on your... No.
Or a pin, or it could be a pin.
A piece of jewellery? No.
Okay. She showed me her going through a box of things, and something was... I'm sorry about the phone, I can't turn it off.
It's okay. That's Gordon Higginson coming through.
I'm hoping it's helped right now. Okay. So what I'm seeing is her daughter going through a box, and it may have other people's things in it as well.
Right, yes.
I was going through her jewelries after she found
Yeah, after she went through the jewellery, she found a brooch in a box.
And that's fine. Okay, that's fine. That's all right. Okay. Because I just know that her mum really wants to get across to her daughter that the fact that her mum is, she knows, she tells me, the mum tells me, the daughter already knows that mum's at peace, mum's all right. But she wants to show how involved she is in her daughter's life.
Yes.
Okay. And she's saying that at the moment, she says, look, this is nothing to do with the pandemic, but she says that my daughter's been going through a tough time, but she's now just starting to come out of it.
Yes and no.
Well, her mum thinks she's coming out of it, so I'd hang on to that if I were her. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you understand that?
Maybe maybe the grief is the one that I just.
She's coming out of the grief.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Because she's talking about the fact that she wants her to know that she's with her every step of the way at the moment. And because she's saying about how her daughter has planted a rose bush in the garden for her mum.
Planted a rose bush in the garden or somewhere.
I did take her pots out of the.
She's been playing with moving her mum's garden about with some pots.
Okay, but there is a rose bush that her mum, because she showed this to me, there is a rose bush that she loves, her mum loves, it's in the garden.
Oh, that's a Chinese rose.
Chinese rose.
That's fine, I wouldn't know it if I saw it, so okay.
Very
Not
good.
a clue. Okay, but she is saying to her daughter that she's saying that she understands that her daughter's has needed healing, and that the healing has pulled her through.
Yes.
Okay, and has made her stronger, and that's what her mum's here for. And also, she wanted to thank her daughter for putting her mind at rest, because you've been constantly, when your mum was here, you were constantly reassuring her. And she's saying that she wants to do the same for you now, that she wants to reassure you that things are going well. Is she okay?
She's here now or in the spirit? The lady's asking. Now, here and now on the earth.
Yeah, that's what she said. Because and would she accept that her mum once had a Singer sewing machine?
Did your mum have a sewing machine?
Yes, she had.
Yes.
Right, okay.
And the daughter owns it now.
That's fine, because she's showing me that to support what I'm saying about her life becoming better. Okay.
Okay.
And she's just wants to say to her daughter, she knows this anyway, but just to thank her so much for her diligence, and also for the fact that she never left her mum. And that meant so much to her, because she put her mum's mind at rest, and she needs to know that. Okay.
Yes. The lady's feeling very emotional with your message.
Okay, that's fine, that's good. Okay, just to know that, just to take her mum's love, and to know that she's not gone anywhere, that she wants to be with her daughter, helping her to help other people as well.
I have a question. How my mom failed. I'm just because that was
Okay. The lady's asking, in her last moments, her mother's last moments, how did she feel?
Just let me ask her, please, rather than just say yes or no. Okay. There seems to be some kind of excitement almost, which sounds odd, but in a mum's last few moments, there's an excitement of, wow, look who's here. And it's like all these, it wasn't just one or two people, there was a whole group of people there to be with your mum at the very, very end of her life.
That's very reassuring. Thank you.
And she just wanted her to know that, so that she doesn't feel that she's on her own. Her daughter worries that her mum's on her own, and she couldn't be further from the truth.
Okay. Yes, thank you, she said.
All right. Well, thank you very much for working with me. Okay.
Thank you.
So let's see who else is here. All right. Okay. Come on. All right. I'm aware of a man here with us. I know his dad. And I know that this was a man who was a hard-working man. He worked physically. And I know that at the end of his life, he only looks to me in his early 60s. And he's got real issues with his heart and lungs. And but he was a man who was just very, very easygoing, very peaceful individual. Just a moment, let me see if I get more information from him. And he's taking me to a patio, and he's opening the doors to his living room and they're going out into the patio, and he's surrounded by a beautiful garden. And they're the strongest memories he has. He absolutely loves that scenario where he's looking in that landscape garden with his cup of tea and his paper. And these were the moments that he treasured because he worked so hard. And on a nice spring day, that was his favorite time of the year. These are the memories that he shares with his family. Anyone understand that? It's not a lot to go on, I'm afraid. But a man is a dad.
I've got a man here in the church who can accept that as well. And
Right,
there's somebody online as well.
Thank you. Okay, let's see if we can sort this out. I know it was a bit vague. The man I'm aware of, I know that he had a ring. He wore a wedding ring, but there was some problem towards the end of it where it was having to be taken off. I feel as though his hand swelled up.
Yes, from the man in church.
Right. Okay. And there's somebody on Facebook who says, I
Yes.
think.
Someone called Debbie, yeah.
Yeah, they're both saying the same. But is it both about the ring? That's the point. Okay, let's see. All right. I know there was a problem with him swallowing at the very end, and there is a restriction in the throat.
Yes, with the man in the church.
I feel that's where I am. Thank you ever so much, Debbie, but I feel I'm with the man in the church. Thank you. Okay. I get it. I certainly get from this dad's personality. He's a very gentle man. And the thing about him is, I love the way he treats people. He treats everybody very fairly. It doesn't matter who you are, what status. You know, he was very warm and friendly. And everybody loved your dad, whoever I'm talking to. Everybody loved your dad.
Yeah, you're talking to Stephen.
Okay. And I want to say to Stephen that people in the community would have loved your dad as well, because I can see people respecting him, and they would have gone to him for help.
Yes.
You know, that's what, and you know, if they wanted to know something, if somebody said, oh, I need to find a carpenter, he'd know somebody who did that job. You know,
Very
your
true.
dad knows everybody, you know, and I know that he wants to show that he's here for him. And the fact that the one thing about your dad is he loves children, and he loved to teach them in his way. And what I mean by that is, you know, it wasn't in a formal way at all, and not in an I'm telling you this, but he would show them, and he would take them into the garden, and he would share about, he would talk about nature and things like that. That's where I'm coming from. Okay.
Very true. Yes.
Okay. Because he's actually showing me, oh grief, I'm not into this. I'm not into gardening. It's showing me, I think they're called cabbage butterflies. They're white anyway.
Yes.
And caterpillars. And there is a special memory to do with them.
Special memory with caterpillar. Yes.
Right. That's why I want to go there. Thank you. And I know also with your dad that he says that he'd been ill for, I want to say a couple of months, but I'm not sure you would know that. But I know that his breathing was laboured during that time. And I know also that he seemed always very tired, but he put on a brave face, and he's not the most easy person to read.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And he wants to assure you, you did nothing wrong. You couldn't have done anything about it. He would not have let you.
Yes, he understands that.
That's fine. Good. because that's so important from his dad. His dad says that he's always got those thoughts. The son has always got the thoughts. Could I have done anything? Should I have insisted? Should I have done this? Should I have done that? And his dad is saying no. There was nothing he could do. Nothing anyone could do.
Yes, he understands that.
But he's saying that he feels his son has his legacy on the social side. He feels that his son's got lots of people in his life able to help them as well. And he says also that even though his dad wasn't necessarily a spiritualist, he still was a very spiritual man.
Yes.
And
Stephen
he's saying that that's why he wants his son to follow in his dad's footsteps, especially by bringing people together. And apparently there has been a plan for a lot of people to get together in a garden party.
He's not aware of that at the moment.
A barbecue or a garden party kind of thing, you know, nothing formal, very informal.
No, he said that when Dad was alive, they used to have them regular, but they haven't had one for a long time.
Well, maybe his dad is telling him to, asking him to have one, okay? Because it's something that his dad would love when the weather's good. Okay, not at the moment, the weather's pretty grim. Okay, but that's what he's saying. And he's just letting you know that he's saying to you, can I ask this, Stephen, does he drink white wine?
No. Stephen doesn't drink at all.
No, it's okay. Is this something that, do you drink something that looks like white wine, but in a wine glass?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Sure.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I'm sorry, I don't drink either. So I'm not good at alcohol.
I'll make up for the pair of you.
But he's just saying to you, you know, Stephen, just enjoy it. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy having some time with family and friends. Make the most of every day, because those are the things that he remembers most, or about family gatherings, more than his work, more than the social side. It's the family that mattered to your dad and meant everything to him. And he just wants to say to his son, just know I'm there. When you need me, I'm there. All you've got to do is talk to me and I'll be there for you. And it's important at the moment that the son knows that or remembers it, because the son's got a lot on his mind right now that he could do with a little bit of help.
Yeah, we understand that.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
Please take your dad's love. Fantastic guy. Got a heart like a bucket. And thank you for working with me. Okay.
Thank you, Simone.
Okay, you're welcome. Let's see who else we have. All right. Let's see. Oh, okay. I'm aware of a lady in a wheelchair. And she's she wants to talk to a friend that used to pop in to see her fairly regularly, and the friend, a female friend, would always go round and they would always take something, either something to eat or a magazine or a piece out of a newspaper article or something like that, but they never went empty-handed. And this friend who's in the wheelchair at the moment, the way she shows herself to me, she had you know, she was a very independent woman despite the fact she was in the wheelchair. But there was just times when she just wanted company. She didn't want help. She just wanted company and someone to talk to. And the friend that she wants to talk to, I'm hoping will recognize that they're here. She just wanted to thank them for bringing that light into her life, to give her something to think about. Is there anyone understands that, please? I know that this lady seems paralyzed throughout her body. I don't want to go into details, no need. Anyone understand that at all? Okay. I'm just think that maybe it's somebody who was perhaps a carer would just pop in, but they became more than a carer. I know that there was a problem with her leg and she can't bend her leg. That's what she's showing me. I'm not sure that's going to help. Nobody understands that. Okay, I don't know that I'm going to get that one home then, if no one can remember. I know it's not a recent passing. I know this lady passed a long time ago, and she's talking about the name either Jean or Jeanette. Jen? Nobody understands it. That might be the person receiving it rather than her. Yes. Okay. I'm going to have to move on then, because I don't know how I can give you any more information that's going to be accepted. Okay, I'm really sorry. I'm just going to apologise to this lovely lady in the spirit world that I couldn't get her placed. Okay. All right, let's see who else we have here. Okay. I'm aware of an aunt on mother's side of the family who was like a second mum to somebody here. And this was a woman who just liked to be close to family. And she lived very nearby. That's what she's saying. I feel also that she was somebody who has a lot of energy. She didn't sit still very long. She's always on the go. And she's got a wicked sense of humour. And she would have worn very red lipstick, which seems a little bit different. Oh, okay, we've got a lady called Sally Ann online who talks about a great nan who's in a wheelchair, and her sister is Jane. So that sounds about right. Okay, then I'll try Sally Ann to come back to you after I finish this contact with this aunt on mother's side of the family. Okay. I know that the whoever she wants to go to, you have 2 other siblings as well, but there was a very special relationship between your aunt and you, and to a degree your aunt would have brought you up. You know, anyone understand that at all, please? Oh, good. Well, that's who she said she was. So if I can just talk to Christine, please. Okay. Let me just go on with this. Right. The one thing about her is that she has got so much to say. She just loves to talk, and she's so involved in other people's conversations as well. She loves to hear what other people think, and she loves to hear other people's stories too. And she's someone who really feels that this relationship with you, if I'm with you, Christine, is very, very precious to her. And she would have called you that word, precious. Okay. Can you respond? Yeah, that's good. Okay. And would you remember her calling you precious? Getting anything. Okay. Oh, I'm just going to keep going if you don't mind. Okay, so we'll see. Yeah, because otherwise it's that's great. Okay, I got my yes, that's fine. So because what your aunt is saying to you is that that when she passed, and I know it was very suddenly, it was out of the blue, and that she'd only been ill for a couple of days and she was gone, and everybody was expecting her to get through that. And she's saying to you how close she is to you and always will be. And she talks about the 2 of you because I know you talked about your brother as well, but she wanted to get across to you how special you both are to her. And she says that I know this is a word that's bandied about a lot, but she's very, very proud of you, especially right now, because of the help and support you're giving to a lot of other people. And she's congratulating you too on being able to help and support other people, but also allowing yourself time for yourself. And you've been thinking a lot about time management, she's saying to me, about how you really want to get the best of everything, but about feeling better about life too. and she wants to support you. And she says that you often feel almost like a tingling or a very light pressure on the top of your head, and that's her coming close to you. And she just wanted to show that she was touching you there, and to let you know that you mean the world to her. And she's saying to you that you've had such a hard time trying to reorganize your life, trying to find a different perspective, trying to find what your mission is, if you like. And she's saying to you, you know, enjoy it. Just focus on enjoyment. That's what she wants for you, not just about helping everybody, as honorable and as wonderful as that is. But she says, I want you to know that I want you to enjoy life, and you deserve every happiness. And she's asking you if you've ever, well, she's mentioning the name Sardinia to me. So I'm going to have to leave that with you, because either you've been there or you're planning on going there, or somebody close to you has. But I'm going to leave that with you because it isn't the first word that would come into my head, I promise you. And she wants to show you that she wants you to think about time out, time to replenish, to restore your own energy. And not in a healing way. I don't mean it for your body, but just to have a break mentally is what your aunt says. And your aunt was really good at it. She's saying she would put her feet up, you know, watch the television, didn't care a stuff what anybody thought of her. If she needed a break, she took the break. And that's why she's adamant about you having a break. She wants to show you that yeah, I was just about to say that, and you wrote it. She always wanted the best for you. But she's still saying the same thing. She does want the best for you. And she's saying to look at life so that it's not all about giving. It's about getting something back from it too. And she's saying to you, you know, I'm always there with you. You know that I'm never going to leave you. And she knows too that you are actually having a little bit of a tough time at the moment, trying to find what you want out of life. And she says, relax, enjoy life, enjoy the moment. Don't think too far ahead. And that way you'll stay strong in the power. And she just gives you her love, so much love for you. And I just want to remind you, you may not remember this, but she's trying to show you this memory of holding your hand when you were very little, when you walk down the street or across the road. And her grip was amazing, because it's almost like you're mine and I'm never going to let you go. And that's how she is. And she's still got that same grip on you as well. So please, please take her love. Know that she's here for you, and know that she wants the very best for you. And thank you for working. Okay. All right, let's see who else we have. Okay, I'm aware of a young man, and I do feel he's a friend. And I know he's only about 22, 23, and he was killed in a car accident. And I feel it was a head-on. And I feel that the car actually tipped over as well. And I know that whoever he wants to talk to, they would have known him as a friend through education, whether it's university or college, but further education. Does anybody understand that, please? I feel it was on a dual carriageway or motorway. I'm sorry, I can't tell the difference. You can. Is that Richard? Thank you. Okay. Oh, good. Okay. Thank you. Right. And would you accept with him that he was an intelligent young man? He seemed as though everything was within his grasp. He could do anything he put his mind to. Yeah. Okay. And I feel with him as well that he's got this amazing personality where people just liked him. It was just easygoing. Just people liked him. That's what he believes, by the way. Okay.
Yeah. There was also we've also got a Tony who can take it as well.
Okay, bear with me a minute. All right, let's see if you can separate this out. Can I just ask you both, would you accept that he just got a job fairly recently before his passing?
That I wouldn't know unless I investigated.
Okay. And Tony, I don't know. Okay, just bear with me a minute. Let me see if I can get something that separates you out. Okay, come on, work with me. The feeling I have with him is that he was something to do with designing some kind of.
That would be me.
Okay, thank you very much indeed, Tony. But I know I'm with Richard. Thanks, because I know he's designing. Thank you all the same. But thank you for trying to help me. Okay. Because that's the job he's telling me that he was really fascinated by and very involved with. Okay. I know that, I mean, when anyone young passes to the spirit world, you're always going to get a lot of people turn up for a funeral. But he's telling me that people turned up that he did not expect at his funeral.
That's correct.
And from school and other schools and so on. And he's talking about you, and he's talking about your friendship. That's why he's here today, because he's talking about valuing your friendship and saying how much he appreciated. You had a very different way of looking at things to him, but between you, it was a perfect balance. Now, that's his opinion.
That is correct.
Oh, good. Okay. Because what he wanted to say was that, okay, his life seems to be cut short. Well, at 20-something it would be. But he's saying, I know that I learned so much from you. He says he learned to dig deeper with you. He was very prone to accepting the most obvious, but you taught him how to look at certain things, even if it's design, with a different perspective, and it's the perspective he wants to talk about.
It's about time he admitted that.
Oh, okay. There is this wonderful repartee between you, where the feeling I get from him is that, it was like, you sent each other up all the time,
Yes. Yes.
And there's a wonderful sense of humor underneath all of that. But if anybody else who didn't know you heard it, they would be a little bit worried about the relationship, because it was just sarcasm. So you must be a Londoner.
Yeah,
okay.
Everybody thought we was going to have a fight any second, but that was him and I all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. You were used to each other like that. That's how you brought the best out in each other. But he really wanted to be here today to say thank you to you for all that you did for him, because you helped him every step of the way. He talks about how you helped him. You were very generous spiritually. Those are the words he's using. You were very, very generous to him, and you would always have ideas. And when he wanted to run something past you, he knew you would always look at different options. He wasn't able to do that as well as you.
Yes, that would make sense.
Okay. Because he talks about the job that he'd got just before his passing, and he credits it to you about getting it, because you showed him a different way of looking at an interview.
Yes, he was planning to go into the military, because I was in the military. So, yes,
Yeah.
And he was planning to go further. Yeah, so that obviously, yeah. That would make sense.
And he says that you helped him because you talked to him about the background and how to answer and what's expected of him and all of those things is what he's saying. And he really wants to show you that, that I know he's there. There's no question. I'm not going to start thinking that you need converting. But he's saying to you that I want you to know that at this time, it's important that I'm there, because he's trying to help you in that area of design. And I'm not talking about on this online session now. He's talking about other areas where you design. And he's talking about you designing for a charity. That's what he's specifically saying.
Doing that right now.
Oh, good. Okay. And he's very, very happy with that. And he's trying to help you with that. Again, to see his side of it too. But he says that there was something that you designed for this charity and you thought it started off as a good idea and then you went, no, I don't want to do that. No. And then he completely scrapped it and started again.
That is so true. That was only done about a week ago.
Okay. And he just wanted to get across to you. That's how close he is. And really, because what he's seeing is it's almost like his employment future with you. So he wants to help you because you helped him so much. And he wants to help you see, if you like, to be able to capture a wider audience for the sake of charity and humanity.
Thank you.
That's where he's coming from. So he really wants to show you that he's here for you every step of the way. And he talks about the fact that in your own personal life, you know, not just your work, he says about how you've tried to see, or you always try to see the other opinion. You always try to see a merit in something. I wanted just to take this opportunity to thank you for being so positive and also to being so questioning as well, because that was something he couldn't always deal with. So I just want to leave that with you and thank you so much for your help this morning.
Thank you. I always believe it's good to listen. Even if it's a negative, still listen, because that information can still help somewhere.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you very much.
But that's what he learned. Oh, you were very welcome. Thank you. Thank you for your help. Okay, let's see.
And thank you everybody at home for the comments. I'm reading them. Thank you.
Okay. Let's see who else we have here. Okay. All right. Sorry about this, a bit low. I'm just trying to find somebody because there's so many, and I'm just trying to focus on one mind that's come close to me. Okay. I've got a lady here, and she's a grandmother on mother's side of the family, and she is very different. She is not your stereotypical granny who's in the kitchen with an apron and all of that. She is a woman who says it like it is. She wouldn't hold back, and she could be quite, she says, please remember, I'm repeating what she's telling me, that she was quite an embarrassment on occasions to her family. And there were times when the family would get together and say, right, who's going to go and have a chat with her then? Almost like, you know, it's your turn. She knew she was very blunt. She knew she wasn't always popular. And she seems to feel that she was often the product of, she was often responsible for causing problems in the family. I'm so sorry about that, but I'm just repeating words. I know also she was an elderly lady, really elderly lady when she passed, and she became a lot thinner at the very end as well. But she would not ask for help because she was independent to a fault. Does anybody recognize this lady at all? I know that she would have liked other people to do the cooking, and she would have just enjoyed being waited on, to be honest. No, okay. If she's not grandmother, if I've got that relationship wrong, she may be grandmother's sister, like great aunt, rather than aunt. Okay. Okay. Yeah, fine. That's okay. I'm really sorry. I wouldn't know. And you've got a great auntie and the other one's got a great grandmother. Okay, let's see if we can separate the two out. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. I would not think it was for Sally Ann. Only the spirit world would know that she'd already received a message. But bear with me a minute. It may have just got messed up this morning. Okay. Let's see what she wants to say. I feel that whoever I'm with will have memories of the grandmother saying things to their friends that had embarrassed them. Not just to family, but to their own friends. Yeah. Oh, right. Okay. Oh, right. We didn't get that one. Okay. So fine. I just want to know about that last comment, though. Do either of them? It still sounds like your great auntie Edna. Okay. Sally Ann, can I just work with you just for a moment, just to make sure? Because I did feel it was on that grandmother link. Okay, but the other one's a great grandma. Bear with me a minute. Okay, come on. Let's get this sorted. Right. This your. Oh, I've got another one. Okay. This particular grandmother tells me that the person she wants to talk to has got her ring, and it's a very plain band, gold wedding band. Somebody talk to me, please. Friend? I don't understand that. Okay. Do you understand the ring? That's the point. The plain wedding ring. Sorry, it's a bit slow. Yeah, okay, that's fine, because that would make more sense. So I think I'm with Olivia. If I could just work with Olivia. Oh, here we go. She's wearing her grandma's. Oh, grief. Okay, I didn't know there were so many rings. Right, let's get something else then. Okay. As I'm working with this lady, I do feel that she went towards the end of her life. She was in hospital. Towards the end of her life, she was in hospital, and I do feel that she led the nursing team a dance. I feel that she had made a lot of ripples there. Sorry, I just need to get to the right person, and I need a response. Is anyone talking to me? No? Okay. Debs. Yeah, fine. Let's work with Debs for a moment, because and she did lead them a dance. Great. Okay. All right. That's great. That's good. So, because the feeling I get from this lady is that she is really sorry. I'm really going to tell you that, because she's talking about how she would take pleasure in upsetting the family dynamics, and she always thought that she she always felt that she was always saying the right thing, and she could not get the fact that she was actually wrong on a lot of occasions. I feel with her that there was something to do with, there was a money issue at the end of her life as well. And I'm talking here about inheritance too. And oh, that's good news. Thank you, Debs, for your contribution and for responding. Because she's talking about the fact that, you know, she didn't want to give her money to certain people, and it caused a lot of problems, as people do in this. And I feel also that she wants to apologize to you, because you were the only one that really supported her. You could see past the words that she used sometimes, and she wants to show you that she's a different person now, that she's learned a lot since she's been in the spirit world, that she's realized how wrong she was to cause so much disruption, and that's the word she uses. And she's saying to you, I just want you to know that I'm a lot calmer now, and I realize the error of my ways. And she's saying to you, thank you for your support, because you did believe in her where other people completely cut themselves off from her. And she said it hurt, even though she knows that it was her responsibility. It hurt because they couldn't see past that at the end of her life, and that they wouldn't come to see her at the very end. And she's saying, I just know that I want you to know you mean such a lot to me. And although I wasn't the best when I was here, I wasn't the kindest, I didn't always say the right thing. She says, I'm trying to put that right. I'm trying to help you to help other people as well. I'm trying to give you that power and strength to show you that I have got so many regrets, but that life is for living. And if I had lived life like I should have done, I wouldn't have been so angry and upset. I know also for Debs that there was something that happened when she was fairly young that just changed her view on the world and made her a little bit outrageous on occasions. But she's talking about you, and she's saying to you, I love you to the end of the earth, she said. And it's important you know those words, because she would say that to you when you were here. And she says to you, I want you to know that when you're gazing out into your night sky, and I have to tell you, not something I ever do, but she's showing you that you look out into the night sky and you look at the moon, and she's standing next to you when you do that, because she wants you to know that she's there with you at every occasion when you're just in that wonderful feeling of being at one with the world and the spirit. And she's got so much to make up for with other people, but you and she know that that love that exists between you will never die. And she's a lot happier now that I found you, I will tell you that. Okay, so thank you so much for responding and accepting this message. And please know your grandmother is not that same person she was. She's fabulous. Thank you. Okay now.
Thank you, Simone. Thank you very much indeed.
Oh.
Really lovely service, and thank you very much. I know Skype's not your favourite way of working, so thank you very much. Thank you. You can put that in your CV. That's twice you've done that now. Thank you very much indeed. And I was very aware of Jean with us this morning.
Oh, so was I.
Sitting there laughing. So that was very nice. So once again, thank you, Simone. It's been a wonderful morning. And I've just got a few notices now that we're going to put up on screen. We've got Craig Morris, a discussion and tutorial on mediumship development today from 3 o'clock on Zoom. VIP night tonight at 8 p.m, again on Zoom. Very wonderful evening that is. Sun brunch with SPTV. It starts at 11 o'clock and is again on Zoom, and there's many things going on, readings, tutorials, talks and chat. It's a good friendship group as well. And tomorrow evening, we have Matt and Kirsty doing a question and answer evening. They're a wonderful couple. They serve Wimbledon Church and they do a great deal of work for spiritualism and the spiritual world. And on Wednesday, we have our Wednesday club, Friendship Club, which is again on Zoom. And on Thursday, we have Spiritual Picnic. And next Sunday, we have Dorothy Young is our medium for next week. Thank you very much indeed. Simone, could I ask you to close our meeting with prayer?
Will do. Thank you. Great Spirit, our God, we thank you for this time together. And as we come to the end of our service, we give thanks to all those who've come close to us during our session together, giving the benefit to their love, their light, and their understanding. We know that everyone here and so many throughout our world are experiencing difficult times, perhaps in physical health, mental health, and emotional health. But with the power of thought and the guidance from you, our God, we pray that each person here receives that more power to be able to share with others, to bring people closer together and to show that life is worth living. Amen.
Amen. Once again, Simone, thank you for a lovely day with us, and I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. And anything we can ever do to help you and steer you away from Skype, I'll do my best to help you. Richard, our producer at Spiritual Psychics TV, thank you very much indeed for, again, a wonderful day. And ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of you all, seen and unseen, I bid you a warm and wonderful weekend and good afternoon, and see you all soon. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.